And you know why I come here? I come here to talk to you. I come here to share my thoughts. I bring amazing guests to come on here to share their own thoughts with us. And beautifully, amazingly, today it's a beautiful Thursday, and we're blessed to have someone that I admire a lot. Again, whenever I bring people to this platform, I tell you that at some point in my life, I never imagined I would be talking to the caliber of people that say yes to my invitation and choose to come to the You Can Be Anything podcast. And so whenever I have those yeses, whenever people say, yes, Solange, I'm willing to talk to you, or yes, also, babes, I'm willing to talk to you, it melts my heart. And that is why I always say that I appreciate every one of you that spends a second on this platform, because the time you spend here, the likes, all the shares, it pushes the platform out there. So today, I'm honored to have Laura Onyama on the platform. Today, I'll be having my fireside chat session with Laura Onyama. And hey, as you all know, this is a live podcast. We're going to have our conversation, and at the end of the conversation, we'll take questions. So hey, do not hesitate. Put in your questions, put in your comments. We are seeing all of those, but we are going to look at them and talk to those questions at the end. Thank you again, Laura, for accepting my invitation. Thank you for saying yes to the You Can Be Anything podcast. I am honored to have you. And hey, welcome to the You Can Be Anything podcast. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you very much. Much for the. I'm very excited to be here, though. It's the first time.
Yes, it's Laura's first time. Again, I I was very impressed when she said yes, she wants to come and talk. She's willing to talk to me. And I will not go further. I will not speak any further without saying thank you to my boy H, Abo Gilbert Ebot, because H made this happen. And that is one of the reasons why I keep telling him, H, I want to hang by you, because I know that you are in the entertainment industry. And when it comes to talking to people in the entertainment industry, you are there to channel these people over to me. So H, thank you so much for doing this. And Laura, thank you too for saying yes to H. I'm going to talk to Solange. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Awesome. So again, hey you all, I'm sure that you have definitely seen Laura somewhere. You've heard the name Laura Onyama, or other people call her Onyama Laura. I think in Cameroon they'll call her Onyama Laura. But again, when you start going international, you become Laura Onyama. So again, we are so happy to have you. Laura is an actress. Laura is an actress. Laura is also a producer. Laura is a champion for nature, right? And in all of those, I would love for us to give the mic to Laura. Laura, please, I know that you've probably said this a million times. You've talked to people about yourself. I want you, for my audience, what can you say about yourself if I were to ask you, who is Laura? Can you please? Yeah. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself? Who is Laura? Who would you say Laura Onyama is?
Well, Laura Onyama is for nature. I am a Cameroonian. I'm based in Cameroon. I hail from the two most prestigious regions, which is the southwest and the northwest regions of Cameroon. And that's basically.
I bet that's that modesty that keeps creeping in when you talk, because I always say that I want to become a celebrity someday, and ask me about myself, I will spit it out. A lot of you do the whole mothers thing again. You try to keep it simple and nice, which is good. But again, I hear you coming from both the Northwest and the Southwest region. It means you're a mix. If someday they say that, oh no, we don't want you, there is no way for people like you. You're going to have to do.
Oh, so please, that never come.
So there is no way for people like you. So definitely appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's talk a little bit about, again, that is Laura growing up, right? And I was looking at your portfolio and I saw that you study linguistics.
Yes, I did.
In UB. Yes, that is my heart. I did linguistics in UB as well, both bachelor's and master's. So I am a linguist at heart,
Wow.
right? Even though I do other things now, but when I saw that, I was like, whoa, this is great. This is amazing. We probably had common lecturers, the Katiana Tindobes and Neba, Dr. Neba, and all of those people, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's amazing. I'm sure that someday Professor Graten would definitely look at this and be like, hey, those are my girls. Those are the girls I groomed in UB, right? So thank you so much. So tell me a little bit about why linguistics. I have shared my story about linguistics. Why do you think that you decided to study linguistics at UB?
Okay, let me be honest with you here. I did not choose linguistics. I didn't want to study linguistics. Growing up, my family always wanted me to be a diplomat. So I was brought up as such. And everything was well planned. But when it was time for me to get into university, of course, my dream university, University of Boya, a place to be. I didn't want to go to any other university at all. So, back I got into the university in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Back then, you would apply, you would have three choices. I don't know if that's the case right now. You would have to uh put fill in three choices of what you want to study. And
Yep.
yes, the first choice will always be what you actually want to study. And then
Mm-hmm.
you're not allowed to repeat it. You had to put different options.
Three different options. Yes.
So, of course, I was going to study political science. That was a plan. So I put my first choice, and when I was about filling the form, the pre-inscription form, I put political science as my first,
Yes.
and then I just put journalism and communication as my second option, and then I didn't know what to put as my third option. I didn't have enough orientation like that, so I was feeling with a friend. She's like, "There's something called linguistics. The department is called linguistics." But since you already have a first and second choice and you have very good points,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would ignore your first and second to take your third point. So just put linguistic, just for it to sound like you know a lot about the university. I'm like, okay, I will not put the regular things. Let me put linguistics so that they'll know that I know about the university.
That is crazy. And to think of it, where did they pick you?
I put it as my third choice. I didn't even know what it was all about. I went back home when the list was released. People
Your name came out under linguistics.
I cried the whole day at home. My mom was disappointed, asking me how the list get to be on the list. Everyone was blaming me that I did not fill the form correctly. I didn't know what to do. And then they were like, you will just have to go to SWA. In my head, I'm like, I have to go to UB. I'm not
You
going.
be.
UB a place to be. I cannot go to any other university. I
Mm-hmm.
I stayed in the house for like 1 month or 3 weeks or so. I didn't go to school. I was so disappointed. I paid the fees, did everything, but I didn't start attending classes. And then, behold, the first day I went to school, I didn't even know my class. You know how big the campus is. I entered the wrong class. It was a class, but back then I could not tell which the 200 courses or the.
Oh,
I just looked at. I don't remember where I saw it. I just saw a 400. As I just saw Lynn, I said, okay, this is linguistics. I went into a 400 level class, and everyone was looking so mature. Going
oh God.
good. Asked the guy who was sitting next to me, like, what is this a linguistics class? He said, yes. I said, what course is this? Is it 201? He said, no, it's 40. I'm like, what is 40? He said, that's for level 400. And I know I'm supposed to be level 200. No, this is not your class. So I went again, got my class. As I sat, I was still trying to check around if I would see anybody, any familiar face. Dr. Neba just entered the class.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
No one. Option to linguistics. He just walked. It was an Amphi 150. 150. It was he just walked in. Okay, I told you it was going to be a CA. Are you guys ready? He was. I asked him,
I'm sharing now.
what is a CA? Des. I'm like, Des, what?
Yeah.
They put
Good,
it
good.
linguistics. Oh, what is phonetics? I'm like, what am I doing here? I wrote the test and I had 3 on 20.
Oh my God, Laura.
3 on
Oh, God. This is amazing.
I said to myself that, Laura, you cannot start like this. You have to study this thing. So I made myself fall in love with it, and I was one of the best.
Yes. Truth be told, see, your story is beautiful. This is a similar story I've shared on my podcast about how I ended up in linguistics. I never knew what linguistics was when I went to UB. Nada, I knew nothing. Right? No orientation, of course. We know that that's one thing that we don't get a lot, or we don't even get at all, except if you have like elder ones that have been there and maybe they are more savvy. But when it comes to giving you the orientation to have you in class, we don't have that. And that's the same way I ended up in linguistics, because I was going to UB to do JMC, journalism and mass communication. But finally, my name came out under the linguistics department. But then, so in my case, my intention was to switch after my first year. But girl, I fell in love with linguistics. I stayed there until I even did a master's. Truth be told, I loved it. And just because we didn't know about it, but having lecturers like Dr. Neba, like it's just crazy. I loved that department, and
Love with linguistics. Like,
yeah, I love it.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you see, that's the reason why someone like me took it all the way through masters and even some PhD. I was ready to go for it. Like I was gone until life happened and I had to switch gears. But hey, thank you so much for that for that interesting startup story. It just feels so good to see that somebody has a similar story as me, considering that I might have been in UB years before you. And again, the experience is still the same. It's just amazing. I love it. Yeah, you did linguistics and you graduated with a bachelor's in linguistics and stuff. What is it that made you to switch gears, right? Or let me put it this way. How did you now switch into acting? What was the push for you?
Okay, so I'm from a family of I have a senior brother who is 5 years older than me, and then a younger sister who is 12 years younger.
Younger than you.
So yes, so I grew up almost alone because I didn't really have someone with, and so I grew up like an introvert. I was always all alone. I had imaginary friends with like my mother would say I was always alone talking to my imaginary friends and my doll. I had a doll that had two heads. So you flip to the other side, it's a white doll. And then you flip the dress to the other side, it's a black doll. So I was always talking to the doll and imagining things in my head. So the only time where I had the opportunity to really express myself was during Christmas plays in church, in the
Mm-hmm.
Presbyterian Church, Great Sokoboya. So I was opportuned this one Christmas to be casted as Mary, the mother of Jesus, to play that role. And then I felt so good. I felt good during the rehearsals. It felt good. I felt like so I could really talk to these people. I could really express myself like this. And I was happy telling the story of Mary, the mother of Jesus. I felt like if she's not here to tell her story, just tell her story. You know, that's when I fell in love with it. I could be the voiceless. I could tell. I could be what I want to be. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
movies, Indian movies at the time, Hollywood movies, some Hollywood movies, and I just wanted to be like those people. Always, I would tell myself, I want to be like this. I want to be on TV. I want to be a star. So all along, it's always been in my head. When I was in secondary school, I would, I would sneak out sometimes during holidays. Go to there was this of education and rehabilitation in Moliko where they would do. Itambi Delphine was there, Judas Skies. Some few names who are still in the industry were there at the time, but I was so young, so they didn't want to really put me in a film without the consent of my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I would only go there during holidays, just sit, watch how they were doing, and I loved it. Just being there was very satisfying to me. But they told me, look, hey, we need the consent of your parents. How would I get when they didn't even know that I was going there? So, I was always it's always like that. I got into the university, I started alone. I was like, okay, this is the time. I had the liberty to do whatever. I joined New Age Entertainment. That was a production house. So we did
Mm-hmm.
a couple of movies, in our little way. We did a couple of movies, and that's been my journey.
So, and that is way before university, even, right?
Yeah, I was
So you
sneaking.
started acting, you started doing, you had an interest in acting way before you even went to UB. So it was already there since you were okay. That's that's interesting. That's more reason why maybe there should be a department in UB for, how will you call it, theater or something? Is there something like that? I don't think there is something like that in UB. I don't, not
There's
to the best of
like
my knowledge.
there's something like that now. It was introduced like 4 years ago.
Oh yeah, okay, okay, that's
Professional,
good.
yeah, it's a professional program
Mm-hmm.
for I think it's department of not performing and visual arts. It's the department of film and cinematography, something like that. But there's
Oh, okay. That's
yeah,
good. I've never even heard of it. That's good. Okay. I'm about to say that let's propose something to you, Bill. It's just, I know that there is something already, but I think that's beautiful. That's nice.
please. Unfortunately, when it was introduced, I was very excited. We were all very excited, but
Mm-hmm.
about it. People don't talk about it. I don't see anyone who's there. I don't know anyone. I,
Never heard of it.
yeah, yeah. I,
We need more actors and actresses in Cameroon. Again, we need people to go and study that. But again, this will lead me to our next question. You know how our parents are. They want to know that their children are learning, are studying something that will take them somewhere. There is a good level of awareness now than it was in our days. Where again, when I'm talking in my days of UB, I'm talking about the 2004s, right? And I'm thinking of it and I'm like, okay, in those days, I can remember when I said I was going to UB to study linguistics, when I was admitted into the linguistics department, my parents were not very much concerned. I know that for my siblings, there was more like, hey, finance and this, but again, I was not the most intelligent one. So I'm sure they just wanted me to go get a degree. But again, now there is a little bit more awareness. Parents want their children to go to school to study things that will actually be able to give them bread tomorrow, right? Not just have degrees. Not everyone is doing it, but that is a goal. That is an encouragement, right? That people should study things that are a little bit more, that can be a little bit more lucrative. And if we say there is a department like this, for someone like you who had to work her way through, like you're walking your way inside this entertainment industry and specifically in the acting realms, right? What is it that you can say to another young girl like you, who was like you then, that your drive puts you where you are? What advice do you have for another young girl who wants to be like Laura? Come on, Laura, look at, if another girl is looking at you today on my platform, which young girl doesn't want to grow up and be like you? They want to be like you. They want to articulate like you. They want to be able to be in movies like you have that self-confidence like you. What are some of the tips that you can throw out there for people maybe younger than you or even your age or older that you can say will help them to find themselves in a position that they will have this kind of self-confidence you have?
mm. Well, this is what I say every day. What I say every day. First, you have to know who you are. Once you know who you are, you will know what you want, and you would be confident in whatever decision you're taking or whatever steps you're taking to get to that level where you want to be. We are in an industry where it's 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 a war zone. Life itself, generally, it's a war
It's
zone.
a what? Yep.
Yeah, so uh, it's a paradise and it's a war zone. So you have you have to first know yourself, know what you want, and then go for it.
Yeah, when you say life is a war zone, there is this thing that I've picked up that I always talk about. I'm like, hey, life is hard. We all need to grab helmets,
Yeah.
right? Because nobody's going to do stuff for you. We have to be able to fight with our own, fight with your life to get what you want, right? And so if you say that way, if you, that's what you practice, then I cannot, that's the reason why you are where you are, right? I just wanted to switch gears a little bit and talk about that, but then let's go a little bit back to the Laura that is an actress. I was reading online, it says your first movie, what do they call it, something Heavy Rain. That was officially the first movie that you acted in. Is that correct?
Yes.
How was that experience for you?
Mm. Finally, I could stand in front of the camera, and then you know, people always see this thing in me. People always just know that. So I've almost always played lead or supporting lead. So I mean, stand in front of the character. Every attention is on me. The story is my story. It was beautiful. I felt like, I mean, this is it. I'm a star. I arrived back then. Yeah,
You truly are a star. It should be told. And into that, you did a couple of other movies from that 2011 onwards. And I saw that you won the Best Actress for Camif 2017. Camif is something that I've been talking about recently again. Getting to know somebody like H in the industry, you cannot talk to H without talking about Camif. And when I saw that you won that Best Actress award, at CAMIF 2017. Please tell us a little bit about your experience at CAMIF. I know that another CAMIF is coming up, but again, CAMIF 2017, where you were when you won the Best Actress. Tell me a little bit about it. How was it? How was your experience at CAMIF that year?
that year, fortunately, it was. I think that was the second edition of.
Of CAMIF.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that was the second edition, and I just won Best Actress at the Ekanwa Film Festival in November.
Mm-hmm.
So by April 2017, everyone already knew about me and about the movie Kiss of Death. So, I had that. It was very different from the first year where no one even knew I was. I was just struggling. I mean, I could see that people, the superstars that I used to know, that I used to just watch on TV, I could sit with them. I could have a chat with them. I could take pictures with them. You know, yeah, so, and I went to watch the part of the festival. I had the opportunity to get interviews. I felt like this is it. This is the life. You know.
This is alive. I love that. This is alive. That's amazing. So you see, Camille gave you that experience to rub shoulders, right? With people that you're like,
Yeah,
okay.
like to rub shoulders. I'll just stand from afar, watch them like, oh, these people, I want to be like this. I want to, you know, definitely, I want to be like that. You know, and
And
then
there you go. I think that it's beautiful because experiences like that, right? And again, when we talk about events like that or festivals like that, some people underestimate it. But to me, I look at it as an opportunity to actually meet those people that you idolize. You get it? You meet those people that you sit and you look and like, oh God, what are they doing differently? To me, I've always believed that that works. When I mix and I network with people that are where I want to be, it feels like it gives me that urge, that extra urge to do more. Like, hey, I want to be there. It's just like another young girl watching you today on this platform will be like, oh, look at how graceful Laura is. Look at how nicely she articulates. I want to be. So it's just, I always encourage people to go out there, follow, look at those people that you want to be like. Look at those people, look at their lives. And again, it is it's quite some load on shoulders like yours, because you have to, you know that people are watching you. So you have to be very careful the way you live your life, because that life you're living is an example to another child that is growing up. Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, that's the actress part of you. We're going to get back into it a little bit when we talk about your two latest movies. And I know I've seen some people asking where they can watch that, but we'll get to it. But then let's talk a little bit about champion for nature, right? What does this mean when you say you are a champion for nature? What is this about?
When I say I'm a champion for nature, that means I said to tell everyone how beautiful nature is. I've taken it upon myself. I have taken it as a. I don't want to say I'm an activist for nature. That's too much.
Yeah.
But for myself, to make sure that everyone becomes uh, um, everyone is aware of how important nature is and is ready to protect our environment. Yeah.
Are there any specific initiatives you're doing? Is there any specific program that you're doing
I'm doing
based on this?
Yes, I'm doing so much. I'm a champion for nature for WWF. Uh,
Oh,
so to say, like a brand ambassador for WWF, and working with them since 2020. I've been working with them since 2020. It's been amazing. We've done some. We're always doing field work. I think it's my activity with them that got me uh, very interested in protecting nature, because I learned so much. I've learned so much working with WWF Cameroon, and right now I am ready. I've decided to take up the cause, and I'm ready to protect. I'm ready to for everyone to become a champion for nature. We've done a lot of activities. The most important one for me is the fact that I have decided to do this in my own way. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a I'm a filmmaker, so I have decided that
it's okay. Who's- Everybody wants to hug you. That's fine.
I'm always
It's okay. Yeah.
so. Most importantly, I decided that since it's easy for people to understand when you do visual storytelling, that
Yes.
I write articles, and I've decided that I'll do more of visual storytelling. Currently, I just did A Cry from the Forest, and I'm doing lots of documentaries with Newf. Newf is a nature, environment, and wildlife filmmakers whose headquarters is in South Africa.
Oh,
And the past month, I have been back and forth. I've been into South Africa 3 times for trainings. So I want to be a full-time wildlife filmmaker. So I have to do all of these trainings. There's so many activities going on when it comes to that.
what's the meaning of WWF, Cameron?
Worldwide, worldwide fun.
Okay, the Worldwide Fund. Okay, thank you. Wow, that's amazing. And you talked about your producer life again. That's the one thing that I see that cuts across the industry. As an actress, we all know that if you ask me, yes, there can be good money in it, but if you actually want to make the money, you have to start thinking of producing, right? How has the life of a producer been for you so far? You laugh. Yes, let's see. How has that been?
God. It's just like the life of an entrepreneur. been a roller coaster. It's been one heck of a journey so
I
far.
bet.
But I am. I think I chose the right path. So it's been more. It's been like 80% good for me,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
just 20% of challenges. Uh,
Mhm.
for a first-time producer, I made so many mistakes with a cry from the forest. I made so many mistakes. I'm just grateful that there were people on that set like Amorin, Noene Boom, Renata, Lino Love, Lina Ike, who were there to guide me. I'd have made more mistakes. Yeah, I'd have made more mistakes. I actually got enough funds from WWF, but I didn't know how to manage it because I did not put things into consideration. And it was not fun.
But look at it. Look at it in this way, because you're open to, like, you're open to opinions, right? And you've named all these people, and you're saying like, if not of people like this, and this, right? I bet that in your case, the finances was probably not the challenge, but then being able to manage the finances correctly. And why don't you give yourself a tap on the back and say, okay, this was my try, this was my hit, and I did it this way, and be encouraged to pick a second one and correct your mistakes. Maybe talk talk to the right people and get things done. I know you laughed because you're like, okay, Solange, let's talk about being a producer. Right? Right? But
Yes,
yeah.
I'm ready. You're going to be seeing from all our production. You're going to be seeing more of wildlife films on nature and environment and wildlife.
Mhm.
Yes, I've decided that that's my niche.
Nature, okay.
Know how to get the funds for that. And good thing is, I'm a producer of the difference because I do not need to refund this money. It's I know how to get the brands and get whatever amount I want to produce any film that I want on wildlife, environment, and nature. So that's the good thing with me right now, and I have no pressure at all. Yeah, even
That's a good niche. That's smart.
yeah,
That is smart. That's a good niche.
yeah.
Wow.
But
So we're
I'm
definitely looking forward to things like that, to more movies like that in our space, for
more
sure.
movies, and you're gonna be seeing me behind the scenes very often because you'll be seeing documentaries as well. I am currently doing serious trainings. I before I came to the US, I was in South Africa for the scuba dive training. Yeah,
Go. You want to go scuba diving?
I did it,
Look at your hat. Hey.
and I go back to do the training for that scuba diving is for underwater films.
Mhm.
Yes, I have to go back to complete the training so that I can be able to handle the camera underwater. And then to do another training for long lens, I'm able to shoot in the wild. You
Mhm.
So I am in for this. I am ready for this, and you're going to be seeing more and more of such films from all.
Awesome. This is good. You guys know, again, this is a fireside chat with Soso Babes. And today I have Laura Onyama. And again, look at this in another way, right? We're here to chat, freestyle conversations, like just laugh about things, discuss about a variety of things. And that's what we've been doing so far. And we just heard Laura talk about her intentions to learn more, right? We've just heard her talk about that willingness to go, and man, look at the kind of things she's speaking. Scuba diving. Like I can barely, I cannot even swim. I stand in pools, right? Again, I'm ashamed to say I cannot swim, but I promise to learn. Okay. But then you see how daring somebody that we'll look up to and say, wow, this is a successful actress. This is a successful person. But at the same time, you see how ambitious she is, right? And to me, I say things like this on the You Can Be Anything podcast because the goal is to encourage you who listens to me and listens to my guest to know that you really can be anything. We are looking at a day when we'll pick up a documentary shot by Laura Onyama underwater. Hey God, help us. I cannot wait. I'll be like, wow, what are you even doing there? But hey, girl, thank you. Just by saying those few words that you said, you passed on a message that I push a lot on my platform when I tell people that you really can be anything if you put in the work. So I definitely appreciate you a lot for coming up here and talking about the things that you want to do or the things that you are doing to get better, right? In as much as we look at you and like, oh man, that's a success story. See that girl, look at the fine girl, look at like all of that. Everybody will look at you and say, oh, but you're still going in for things. I think that is very, that's actually one of my highlights of our conversation today, apart from the fact that we all had to deal with Mr. Neba in the Department of Linguistics in UB. Right? I really do appreciate that a lot. So let's go a little bit into your you have two, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, two movies on Netflix currently. Yeah.
One.
One, Fisherman Diary, a fisherman, you're in Fisherman's Diary.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Saving Bango.
Oh no,
It's
Seven Bango is on Amazon Prime.
Oh, because I know I've watched it. So I'm like, where did I watch it? Yes, okay. Saving Bango is on Amazon Prime and Fisherman's Diary. So someone asked in the comment section, Sophia, I think that was you. Where can you find her movies? At least today we are talking to someone that you can actually readily go on today and watch her movies. Like when you relax tonight, go to Netflix and watch Fisherman's Diary. Laura is there, or if you have Amazon Prime, you'll be able to watch Saving Bango. In Saving Bango, she has my kind of eyes, and she is bald. so, so they are amazing films. I've watched both of them. Tell us a little bit, maybe let's talk a little bit about Fisherman's Diary. How was that? How was Fisherman's Diary for you? That's a good movie. I loved it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful movie story. Kaya Coin got to me because he was the line producer of the movie, of the project. So he got to me and the story coming up. Count Quintus is coming to Cameroon and he wants to really do some work here. So please let's all come together and make sure this new producer is not disappointed. Like, okay, let's do it. So Count Quintus sent me a non-disclosure agreement, and then sent me the script. Whoa! When I
How
read,
was it?
whoa! I was like,
Kang Quintus is very that guy. He's movies. But again, I think that is what makes it unique. Yeah.
whoa! Like I must be project. This is if we can actually do this thing the way it's written, then it's going to be one of the best we would have in the industry. Then
Yep.
I just finished shooting Saving Bango. Saving Bango had just been released and everyone was talking about it. So I mean, you know that feeling, you're jumping from one big project to another big project,
Another.
and then you're a professional, you're one of the stars,
You're the happening actress in
you're the
town.
actress in the country. Have to do better Saving Bango. So
Mhm. God, that was amazing. Both movies are really good, and one thing that I've just noticed with Can Quintus is how I don't know if the right word, if it is graphic. He's very graphic in his movies. It's just the same thing that he has shown us with Nganu. And as you said, looking at the script, you're probably thinking, if we can make this real, then, and that's why they're amazing movies for sure.
yeah.
That's 100%. What about Saving Bango? How was that?
Hmm.
How was Saving Bango for you? When I watched you in that movie, I'm like, the first time I actually saw you in a video call, I could not really reconcile. That's why I said, my makeup is amazing. This movie, I could not really reconcile the you that I saw, like the you I see now, with the you that is in Saving Bango. I was like, wow, is this
Yeah.
the same person? Yes.
Yes, you're right. I mean, makeup. We have amazing makeup artists in the country.
Yeah.
Amazing. Sometimes, and then another thing is when people see me, they expect to see me bow. They expect to see me with those eyes. So, like, excuse me.
Is that you?
Is that you?
Yeah.
So
That was nice.
saving Bango out. Saving Bango brought me to the limelight in this social media era. Because
Mm-hmm.
of death, yes, we use the social media, but not as people, right. It's Saving Bango changed the game when it comes to promotion and marketing of our films. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
everyone can. Right? Saving Bango came with another kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It made all the producers understood that you have to invest so much on promotion and
Yep.
marketing. Yeah. So I mean, before then, I was still okay, just an actress in the industry, and then the script came to me. I bet you the writer had me in mind when he was doing that script. I
They wrote it for you.
they wrote that movie. They wrote that movie. When I read the script, same feeling I had. I'm like, this is so. Stephanie called me later with Kaya Quine. No, Lino Lovett called me first. I was like, okay, I read the script, but what's my character name?
Mm-hmm.
They said Bango. First of all, Stephanie is the producer, right? Would she not want to play lead? They said no. I said I still don't believe you. So good to be true. And then she called me together with the director Kaya Kwan. Like, okay, you're playing Bango. I was so excited. I read the script. I have read the script as many times as I could. I made sure to that character. I take out Laura Onyama from myself and Bango. Even before I got to that set, for like 2 weeks before we started, I was Bango already. Every,
That's passion. That's what we're talking about here. That is what you do when you love what you do. Yep.
I was my head. And then fortunately, when we got to on set, I met with Goddess Fungwa for
Yep.
the first time.
Richard.
Richard, I decided to have a conversation with him that night. I realized that he too understands what filmmaking is about. He understood his character so well. I'm like, thank God. That was my worry. Thank God. And we were ready to teach each other. We were ready to learn from each other. The set was so professional. Kaya Kwai. I mean, every other person on that set was a professional. So it was very smooth and easy going. I stayed in Goddess and I stayed. We lived those characters so much so that even after the set, we didn't get out of those characters. We stayed in character for more than a year.
Yeah.
For more than a
Yep.
year, that same look. Or you always see me with contact lenses. You'd I will always cut my hair. I don't know. Goddess and I were always together. We we were always
Oh God, this is fun.
our personal relationships, our separate partners. I think if
Mm-hmm.
we would find ourselves, in a relationship because that's how we became those characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then the awards started coming, the promotion top notch, with man.
See, and that just when you speak like that, a few months ago, I was talking to my friend Epule Jeffrey about this character thing, which you just explained. And one of the questions I threw at him was, how are you able to be someone else so well? Right? The way you wear bango in this movie, then you're able to switch back gears and become Laura, right? How do you manage these characters again? Think of it. Maybe you were done with Saving Bango before you did Fisherman's Diary. When you have to do two projects concurrently, right? And you're being two different people, how does this personality switch work in your head? Do you feel like it does it affect you? Is it an easy switch for you? Is it something that you have to struggle with it? How is it for you as an individual?
It's personally it's a struggle because whenever I'm giving I take it I do it like it's my last. I put my all or and that card. So it's always so difficult for me when we're doing the movie Dead Road.
That
Directed
road, yeah.
by Natasha Scott. In Dead Road, played the character of this very rich, successful girl who inherited her father's wealth, and she's a nagging wife. She's in control. She's a boss lady. And at the same time, I was doing the short movie Church Street, where I was playing the role of a local prostitute in the country goes to Church Street in there to hustle. That was the hardest thing. It was difficult. Like today, I'm shooting on this set. They say in the same town. I'm rushing the evening to do the other role.
Wow.
It was extremely difficult for me. I would have to come. I would have to come. I would beg the director, whichever set I find myself in, to give me an hour of serenity. I'll
So you
sit,
can reset.
try to reset, try to separate the two characters and jump on. So
Wow.
it's not easy, but it's doable because I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the performance I had in both movies. I know that it's doable.
Man, that's tough. Just the thought of it is break. I'm already just thinking about it. I'm like, I'm not even able to impersonate someone for an hour because I'll probably just go back to Sosa Babes.
Very
Then I can imagine. And that's the hard part of this work that
mm.
you people do, right? Because sometimes we just as outsiders, people who are not in the field will probably say, oh, they give you that script, you go read it and you go out there, you recite it. It is more than that. It is a lot
Very
more than that, right? A lot more.
good.
And
And
for real, just thinking about it is it's crazy. I know you used to work also in the film guild as a president in the Limbe. I was reading about that. You still do that? Is that still something that you do? The Cameroonian, the film, is it guild or gal? Guild.
so we have the CFI, which is Cameroon Film Industry.
Hmm.
Cameroon Film Industry is made up of 6 guilds:
Oh, guild. Hmm.
the Actors Guild, the Producers Guild, Directors Guild, the Writers Guild, the Marketers Guild, and I just forgot the other one. But it's made up of 6 guilds.
Hmm.
I'm a member of the Actors Guild, which is NACAM, National Actors Guild of Cameroon.
Hmm.
And in every city, I have chapters, what we call chapters. So I was the president of National Actors Guild of Cameroon Limbe chapter for 5 years.
Wow.
Yes. So, but someone else took over last year.
Hmm.
The new president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you do the like for the Actors Guild and stuff, do you have initiatives like you encourage other? Because the truth, one of the things that we talk about in the entertainment industry is being able to encourage and give the younger generation, right? Again, you still fall within the younger generation. Trust me, you still have a long way to go. But also when we're talking about like I've seen new kids being introduced. I've seen the likes of Faith Fidel, and so you try to. Are there any initiatives where you could try to encourage and bring in these young people so that they too can have the opportunity to start building on their career as kids? That's something that we see in the West a lot, which I'm not sure, and that's why I'm asking of how much of it we do in our country
We
or in
do.
our own film industry.
Fortunately, as filmmakers, we do a lot to bring in new people to help build their dream, to help support teens. We have very few formal education for this
Oh, yeah.
access to this kind of um. That's the reason why we have chapters at the
Hmm.
chapters where wherever you find yourself, it is open to everyone though.
Okay.
There, get registered, and to register is just 15,000 francs. Become a member of the Cameroon film industry.
Okay.
The Actors Guild, it is in your town. You don't have to move to another town. And they have open meeting sessions. So that's one thing. You're welcome, you're there, you're registered, you become a member. Where you're there, I think, especially the Limbe chapter, we have trainings all the time. We do our short movies, get people used to the cameras. We do all of those things. We have short movies on YouTube that during my race present. We did most of these movies with almost everyone was a newcomer.
Okay.
Yes. And then we have during Kamif, I hope you know that during Kamif we have workshops.
Workshops. Yes. Gilbert has spoken about that. Yep.
We have workshops for acting workshop, directing workshop, writing, cinematography. We have so many workshops going on, and these workshops are all free and open to everyone.
Yep.
In this one week festival, which is at Mountain Hotel, these workshops are open to everyone. So that is us bringing people and introducing new faces. And then in the course of the festival, all of these workshops come together and they always produce a film.
Mm-hmm.
And in
Yep.
this that they produce every year, you don't see any old face there, from the director to the writer to everyone behind the camera, in front of the camera, and new faces that we introduce.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we do a lot. We have acting workshops here and they organized by actors like me.
Mm-hmm.
We welcome new people and we make sure we don't leave people who attend this workshop. There's always something that we do for them. Maybe do a short film or something like that. So there's a lot going on, and almost everything is almost free and open.
Yeah, so there's opportunity, right? So there's opportunity to go out there to practice. And again, I was listening to someone talk about the whole movie industry and stuff. You don't just sit and you have a profile, and on your profile, all you have are pictures of you, but you want to be an actress. So somebody just put in the comment that they want to act. You have to be able to put skits, right? I have a now 13-year-old daughter who, when she was 9, she was so interested in acting and she has monologues. Now, when I tell her that I want to put those her monologues online, she's begging me that, mommy, they are so cringy. She's like, no, that's the 9-year-old me. So I'm like, okay, do a 13-year-old you.
True.
It's hard to get these teenagers to do anything, right? But again, at that time, she had amazing monologues. So if you are saying you want to act, that should be, if you have a profile, you should have a personal portfolio where you actually show those things that you can do, right? Even if it's just monologues, if you're not even able to act like a short skit, just do a monologue, act something. I used to watch her do it and I was amazed. I thought that one was going to be a big actress someday. I'm surprised that she has shied away from it, but maybe someday she'll get back to it. But she did amazing as a kid. Right, we went to Hollywood for auditions and stuff now and again, but again, it takes money to go through some of those things. So I packed our bags and we ran. I'm like, nope, that's not for me.
And then monologues. Send it to DM this, all of the big names that you know, from Cameroon to Nigeria to Hollywood. Send these monologues to these people.
Yeah.
Google directors. When you watch, make sure you names of directors, the actors that you like, and then send this to them personally.
Yeah. You see, you never know. You never know.
I have people send this to me all the time, and I've taken note of so many people. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. That's beautiful. Yep. All right. Let's please get a little bit. I promise you that we're going to be here for max of an hour, right? I'll try not to keep you any longer, right? And I definitely do. I appreciate our chat so far. I definitely love the stories you've brought up that have just made my day. At some point, I forgot that I was even on a show, just enjoying myself, which is what I want to be able to have with these fireside chats, right? I want to be able to have relaxed environments where we can just talk and laugh and pick our brains on different things. On your side, right? What do you, if you were to ask you, like, hey, Laura, what are some of the challenges? What is it in the Cameroon movie industry or the film industry? What are some of the challenges as a person that you have faced in this industry? And how are you combating this or them?
Well, the most important challenge is the fact that it is not sustainable yet. You cannot solely depend on it
Mhm.
to, to sustain you. Remember, there's a lot of pressure. People want to see you in this, you cannot wear the
Ah, tell me about that one.
have to, your best. So it's not sustainable yet for us to live the kind of life that we need to live.
Or the kind of life that people want to see you live, right? They forget to know that you're not making that much in
Yes.
there to be that person that they want to see.
And so that's the for I think every out there. And people, I believe that if we have more platforms where people can watch our movies, this will not be a challenge anymore. Now, coming back to platforms, we are creatives, we are not business people, and I believe that if investors come in, people who went to school to be marketers come in, people invest to create online streaming platforms come in, it's going to be different.
Yep.
We cannot be creatives, we cannot write these stories, shoot them, and then still do
Market them
it,
and build platforms.
build platforms. Like, so what we need right now is for people to come in this department, and everything will be fine. I think then it will be sustainable. People who complain that they don't get to watch our movies will have access to our movies, and everyone will be fine. That's the biggest challenge we
Yep.
have.
I was going to talk exactly about the whole distribution thing because that has been a topic of conversation within the industry for a while now. And I was going to pick your brain a little bit on that, what you think about it, because if someone just jumps on this video as we're talking on this live stream, and I'm like, hey, Laura is an amazing actress, you want to check out her movies, it doesn't take 5 minutes for the next person to ask you, where can we watch her movies? That's actually the question that always comes out from almost every Cameroonian's mouth. Where are these movies? Where can we watch these movies? And this has been an ongoing conversation on what we can do differently or what we can hone on a little bit more to make sure that all of these movies that you are acting are really visible. They're out there, they're available for people to watch, for us to watch, right? I can speak about you because I have watched the other movies you spoke about. I've not seen them. I have seen Fisherman's Diary and I have seen Saving Bango because they are on international platforms, right? Even on our own local platforms. I don't know if you have any movie on Film Room. I do have Film Room as well. I don't know if Saving Bango is on Film Room.
Saving Bango is on Film Room. What's this?
Was
Film Room.
okay. All right. So at least I know where to watch two of your other movies because I do use Film Room. So
Yes.
at least for
See,
those two.
where that's an international platform because you have access to Film Room. You are in the US.
Yeah, I do.
Everybody can have access to Film Room, and to download the app is free. For those of us who are in Cameroon, with just 150 francs, you get access to a movie for
Movie.
days. So when we talk about movies, go on those platforms, and then we have movies on YouTube. People like Sekuda, Peter Montana, they have movies on YouTube all the time. If you just go and type Cameroonian movies, you see a couple of movies pop up. Yes, they might not be the kind of movies like A Fisherman's Diary and all of that, but you do not expect someone to use millions to do a Fisherman's Diary kind of project and they go and put it on YouTube. So you find Cameroonian movies, low budget movies, but they are there on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we want to see movies that like Fisherman's Diary. on it. Don't tell us that we should not expect. Wait, that's why you see how you put do those premieres. You see what your colleagues, Stephanie told me is doing. I cannot wait to have access to Stephanie's movies because when they do these premieres, right? When they do all of this, they do all the awards and man, we're looking at beautiful pictures. Well, that's what we want to go and see on YouTube. We don't want to only go watch low budget movies. We want to watch the high end movies.
And that's another. That's where that's what we need people to the money and invest in the sector.
That's so funny how you put it, but we want high quality movies. Please give us. But again, even the ones that are on YouTube, they still tell our story, right? They still carry the culture. Most of that. I think I've watched a couple. Not again, when you see flyers, you're going to look for whole Cameroon movie that has Laura Onyama, Cameroon movie that will have people like Stefanito, Cindy Amade. You're going there, you expect that when you open, you see all that shine. Then you open it and it's just like one of those that I'm like, okay, all right, this is not what I was looking for, but if this is what is there, let's burn the time there. So I hope you get my point. No, this has nothing to do with you producers out there. I know people are trying your best, but hey, we are looking to watch quality. We see these girls, go to their pages and see what they show us. We want to see that life, that light. We want to be able to watch movies with them looking like that because, man, that is what makes us proud. That's what makes us say, hey, you see, I watch a movie with my colleague and say, hey, that girl is from Cameroon. Like, hey, I'd be like, oh, wow, she's pretty. I want to be able to hear all those things. You get it? Not one movie that you're black and white in Laura. Just leave me a bag. I don't want that.
Us to come invest in the distribution marketing and distribution sector. We need these people. We need you.
Yeah, and some time ago, I was talking to my younger sister Ice on my platform, and she said something about the people who invest in movies, right? I think her point came from the fact that we want the whole familiarity thing. So think of it like, look at maybe somebody now even is different. You've already hit your target. You're already in the place where, hey, the day I was on the phone and I was like, whoops, I know that face. I might not know her and I cannot remember her name, but I know I could tell your face. Right? That's already a sign, man, you're a celebrity. But then we have people that, because of familiarity, we Cameroonians, we don't take them seriously because we know that we share the same apartment complexes with them. Like, hey, that one is my neighbor, right? They don't care because people live in the same area. But then the difference is that in a country, again, we always go back to compete with Nigeria. This is based on what my sister said on the platform. She said in a country like Nigeria, you will find this amazing business people. I call amazing based on money, right? Business people in Nigeria who invest their money, you get it, on these actors and actresses, and they go live in the banana islands. So you just see them out of intimidation as human beings. You just start respecting them. You show them all the love because of how they appear. You get it. But we don't have that in Cameroon because we don't have huge investors in Cameroon. And these actors and actresses, they have to work an extra mile in order to be able to put up that personality that will earn the respect of Cameroonians. We know how tough we are as Cameroonians, right? So again, when she said that, I was like, yep, I think that makes a lot of sense. This whole familiarity thing, we just take people for granted a lot, right? If I were to just meet Laura somewhere now, I'll be like, oh, if not that I already know you, and they say, hey, that's Laura Onyama. Even if you know the name, assume that you're just like me. They'll just take you like anybody. They don't give you a respect as you're putting our country on the map, right? So, man, we need more investors. We need more investors. People should pray for me. When I have money, I'll start investing physical.
We need the corporate world to use it as brand ambassadors. We don't want to see foreign faces on billboards.
Yep.
They should give hundreds of millions that they give those foreigners. We want to see all of that.
Yeah, it's good. Look at who. I just spotted a name. Stephanie, I see you. I get these girls. If people know how I appreciate and I admire you people. One day I was telling my daughter that maybe I should go and act too so that I can just rub shoulders with these pretty girls in the industry. And she said, Mommy, you can't act. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just keep talking. Let me do what I know how to do best, talk. Okay. So, all right, this has been amazing. This has been a beautiful chat. Like, I've never laughed this much on a live stream, for real. You've made me laugh so hard. And I definitely appreciate you so much for coming up. Right. So thank you, Stephanie. Please, if you have any questions, you can now put them in the comment section. And just so you know, we have quite a few people watching. The people that mean to me, some of them are gone now. But hey, I have my sister Isa who's watching. I see Stephanie Tum official girl. You know how I love you. Thank you so much. DJ Saki's vibes is there as well. Tori Day was on here. You know that's my man. I saw JJ Thompson, Sophie Talk Show. Thank you, Paul, so much. H was here too. I don't know if H is still here. Roy Mama, thank you so much, Sheila. I appreciate you all so much for jumping on and supporting your girl. Why? Quick question for you. I don't know how you're going to address this question, but you're an actress. How can somebody just decide to start acting? That's a question I've seen. Like, how can I start acting?
Start by using your mirror in your house. Start by your and practicing. Start by studying. I have a lot of books you can get in my inbox, and I'll send you a lot of books on acting. A lot of ebooks. So start by studying, and when you're very comfortable and confident in yourself, you can start attending auditions.
There we go. Auditions, auditions, auditions. Nobody is going to come pull you out of your house to come say, hey, you're going to have to go audition and show them what you can do. Then they will decide. Okay. I hope
study, practice, confidence.
Yep. This is amazing. If you have any other questions, and while we look if there's any other question, I'm just going to throw this at you because there is one thing I love to do on my podcast. I know we've said that quite a few times already, but I have my final segment where I give you the mic and I'm like, okay, Laura, this is your opportunity to speak to the world. This is your opportunity to spit out something in less than a minute to the world, and you're looking to talk about something that can impact lives. So if you were to be remembered for something that you said years from now, hundreds of years from now, what will be that one thing that you would tell not only our country, Cameroon, but the world at large? The mic is yours. Rock it. You can dust your face a little bit with your brush first. Yeah. Make sure that all the oil is gone.
Grab your mic.
Yes, grab your mic and speak it. Spit it out.
Oh my God. I don't know what to say.
You see, that is what, because your mic is a makeup brush. How will you remember what to say? Let's go. Speak it.
Okay. And one thing I want to say, be that person that puts a smile on people's faces. Just be peaceful, be good to people, be kind, show love whenever and wherever you get the opportunity to show love to the world. Be that person who puts a smile on everyone's face. That's
okay. Somebody tell me what you think about Laura's smile. Somebody say something. For those of you who are still watching, what do you have to say about her smile? Why is it? I see another question came in. So as a producer, are you open to tell stories like scripts, right, from individuals, right? So if somebody were to write a story, maybe or script something and bring to you, are you receiving scripts like that? And if so, how does it work? How is that done?
I am open to receiving scripts. If it is a beautiful script, of course, why not? Why not? Tell the beautiful story. Yes, of course. Earlier said I'm focused on nature, wildlife, and environmental films. But if I see a beautiful story, I'm going to get it. So follow me on my social media platforms. You can get into my DM whenever. I always make sure to check my messages, so we can always start a conversation from there and move on from there. So yes, we are open.
Yeah. Awesome. And Stephanie Tom says the dimples are so cute. Yeah. Yes, Stephanie, you saw that right. You saw that right. Yes. You have such a beautiful smile, Laura. Thank you. That's great. So, Isa, also hope you got the answer to your question. And again, Laura did mention that her area of focus, she's trying to niche it down in the industry on, you said, Koda, you're planting them again, wildlife,
nature, wildlife, and
nature, wildlife, and
environment.
environment. Yes. So nature, wildlife, and environment, those are the places where she loves to like focus. And so
And
more of her movies and documentaries will come from around that. So this is amazing. Laura, is there anything you want to talk about that? I thought H said he was going to come and ask you a question. Now that he has not come, it's not my place to ask that question. But then
better not come here.
Amagibe was going to ask you a question, but it looks like he's been taken away as usual. But is there anything else that you would have loved for us to chit chat about that I did not bring up?
Better not come here.
He's going to send me a message. I said, Solange, this is my question for Laura.
Okay, I want to talk about a little about the film "A Cry from the Forest." As a particular project, it was produced, was sponsored by WWF Cameroon, and it's the first project from Ola Production, with me as a producer and Lino Lovett as the director. So right now we're doing festival tours with the movie, but for those of you who are in the US, my team is coming back. We're coming back in May to do screenings. So please be ready to get tickets. Be ready to come out and support us. Right now we have decided, we have confirmed Maryland and Dallas.
Always.
So please, for those of you who are in the US, please be ready to support us when we come back in May. It is an amazing piece. It's on forest. It's on deforestation. We focused on, we tried to tell a story on deforestation from the perspective of the indigenous person. How deforestation affects the locals who live around those communities. So that's what the Cry from the Forest is all about.
Yep. Amazing. So you say you're coming back in May for screening or premiere?
I rather call it screening because it is a film to create awareness. It is not well, it's a film to create awareness. It is not
like a movie, but it's still entertainment, right?
Yes.
Awareness and entertainment, is there a difference?
Yes, we have limitations.
Oh.
So we can only film to create awareness. It is not we cannot market the film like that.
Oh, okay. And that has to do with your whole sponsors and the whole, okay.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Amazing. Again, now that you love Maryland and Dallas, Texas, all of that. Some of us will be there. I just need to remember. And again, if you don't hesitate to remind me, I'll try to buy a ticket and be there. People need to start coming to some of this the south part of America to a little more. Come to Nashville, okay? So so that's good. DJ Saki's vibe says, Laura, you are too beautiful. What is your secret?
Thank you. And I feel well, healthy diet.
Just like Laura does not eat like me. Rest assured, right? Laura, I'm not sure she has eaten as much chin chin as I did this Christmas. So be rest assured that Laura keeps it healthy. Yeah. That's amazing. And again, I'm really not happy that H is not here, but that's fine. But again, thank you for talking about A Cry from the Forest. I'll definitely love to be a part of that, at least to kind of watch you scream and see the work you're doing. As you did mention that this is your first as a producer, right? Yeah. And I cannot wait to follow you up in a documentary, to see you in all of those risky places that I don't even know what you're doing, but it'll be exciting to see you do all the things that we have spoken about. And yeah, if we don't have any other questions for Laura today, and if Laura, if you don't have any other thing or question for me. Then I think that we've had a great conversation. It has gone for over an hour, and I definitely love and appreciate you for staying this long for me. If you do not have any other questions, then I think we are good. Teacher Sakis is calling for Gilbert. Don't worry. Gilbert will call my phone and tell me.
There's this that I really want to appreciate in the diaspora, being with you. I mean, for the past, say, 5 years, the people in the diaspora have been the ones pushing and investing emotionally, financially. I mean, you guys are the ones who keep us going. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate. And my stay here in the US has been amazing. Everyone has made sure that I'm very well taken care of, and they cannot stop telling me that they are proud of the work we do, trying to put Cameroon on the map as well. So I really want to appreciate our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. You guys keep us going.
I love you people. We see the work you people do, and we definitely, definitely love you people. I'm happy that I had the opportunity to. I did not see you in person, but I talked to you on the phone, and that made my day. Another person that I love so much in the industry is Stephanie, and I'm looking forward to talking to her at some point. And you people I just love to see when I just see strong ladies like you, right? It just makes me like, wow, all of you, the Cindy mothers, all of you. I'm like, yeah, when I see beautiful Cameroonian women, not only acting and looking pretty on the movies or on the screens, but actually doing stuff on the ground, going into ventures like you, trying to preserve the nature, the environment, man, it's big. So we love you people. We appreciate you. And I think that it has been an amazing show. Um, Thank you so much, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks again, Laura. And I'll talk to you.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, and Sakis has a quick question. He says, what do you think about the 237 bloggers and the promotion that they do for the industry? I'm not a blogger, by the way, so answer Sakis without me. That was a joke. I take that back. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing their job too as well. And those are the people who about what we do. Those are the people who put out the information out there. So I appreciate them so much. You guys are doing a good job. Keep going. Let us all put our hands together and build this industry. It is our industry.
Yep, it is. Yeah. Thank you, Laura. I wish you a very, very happy new year. And hey, I'll talk with you. I do appreciate your time again. And thanks for trusting me. Okay. Sure. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all for joining me today. I had an opportunity to talk with Laura, and it's been a great chat. Again, as I say, the fireside chats are intended for us to have freestyle conversations, laugh, teach, educate ourselves, and learn a lot more. I definitely have learned a lot from Laura today, and I hope that you do too. Thanks again for your time. Thanks for the time you spent on the You Can Be Anything podcast page. Thank you for all the likes, all the shares, and for everything that you do to keep this page going. I trust you all, and I know that we are going to continue to do this big. I want to wish you all continuous happy holidays. And as we move into 2024, we got to hit that hard, right? And continue to work hard on becoming our best versions. Thanks again to all of you who joined. Again, my crew is here. There are people that when I have my shows and I see them, it's like, hey, that's all I need. And so I appreciate you all so much for being there for me and for making this happen. Tomorrow, the same time, I'm going to be again on the platform. And this time around, we'll be talking about women in tech. So the flyer is already out on my page. I'm going to reshare it. We'll be talking about how we can empower more women to join the tech industry. And I have an invitee, Adeline Fru. I'll be talking with her tomorrow. So please mark the time and join us live on the You Can Be Anything podcast tomorrow, same time, which is 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again, and be good to each other. Remain blessed. Bye-bye.